Okay, let's go on to part 2 review. I have been waiting since getting this camera a few days ago to post a couple reviews about the Fuji X100T, and I've never been so excited. I tested this camera out several months ago. I knew I really wanted it because there is a magical feature about this camera that professional photographers absolutely lust over, and everybody else is like, oh, what? HSS, high-speed sync flash photography. Not this, but THSS, true high-speed sync photography. As I mentioned in the prior video, huge difference. Regular flash photography, you get a pulsation of light, and a lot of people ask me, they send me emails, is like, why when I'm doing a high-speed sync flash photography with my my Fuji or my Canon or my Nikon, am I not? It seems like it's a lot less power, and that's correct. There is a limitation to how fast the capacitors in your speed light, and that's what usually goes bad in any speed light, is able to build up a charge and drop it. And since in high-speed sync photography what's happened is you have a moving slit at say 4,000th of a second, 6,000, 8,000th of a second, like on the Nikon D500. What the speed light is doing, you can't see it because it's happening so fast, as those the first shutter curtain is moving, the second is following, you actually get a moving slit. It is actually pulsating over the duration of the exposure of that sensor. And since it is pulsating, its actual power is greatly limited. So if you're going to take a portrait shot with Sally Sue in normal flash photography, okay, she's able to go out there X number of feet. In high-speed sync photography, you're going to have to come in a lot closer. You're going to have to change something or shoot on track. You're going to have to change something. With true high-speed sync photography, since this is not a focal plane shutter but a leaf shutter in this Fuji X100T, which by the way is built like a brick outhouse. It's made in Japan. It's the absolute tits. Anybody that loves Leica should be buying this thing. This is the absolute quintessential ultimate street photographer's camera. I'm probably going to replace my Fuji X Pro 2 with this camera. Why is that? It's got a fixed lens on it. The X Pro 2, you can stick whatever lens you want on there. Street photography lens, 35mm, 23mm, crop sensor mode. This is a 35mm lens. With true high-speed sync photography, I'm able to crush ambient light, and I'm able to do true high-speed sync photography with any damn thing. I'm able to do it. Why would I want to do it with a cord? I can obviously stick anybody's damn center pin trip. I don't know if you know this or not. Let me take this little cube off of here. You could use Canon or Sony or Fuji or Nikon, and you see this little center pin? While there is different configurations for sending complex information between and from the camera and a speed light, when it comes to the center pin trip, this is basically the pull the trigger button. Okay, it means fire the damn flash. Okay, and everything else, any variables are set via the speed light, power output, etc., etc., etc. I have true high-speed sync capability with any stupid, and by stupid I mean absolute penultimate stupid, meaning this trigger, and I love the flash cue triggers because they're so small and they're reliable and they're awesome. All this thing does is just send a signal that goes fire, and it receives a signal over here and it tells it to fire the speed. I don't think you get what I'm saying here. At any trigger that I stick on this, and I don't want to use a cord. I don't want to have a cord hanging off of this thing. I'll just use this thing. However, if I do want to do burst flash photography, I would have to use a pocket wizard, because since these use watch batteries, they take about just a hair underneath a second to build up a charge to fire again, so you can't go brrr with this camera, any camera. I'd have to use a pocket wizard to do that. But the point being is that any damn trigger will do true high-speed sync flash photography all the way up to 1/4000th of a second on this camera, and that is the tits. It's silk, sex, and sugar. I thought about, well, making this video, so who else is talking about true high-speed sync flash photography on YouTube? So I did a search, and then I did some search parameters. It was like, well, there's nobody talking about it. I mean, I found one video that mentioned it. One video. How important is that? Let me say, well, why would you buy this camera? It's $1,300, and I didn't pay that much for it. It's $1,300. It's got a fixed lens on it. You know, it's really well built. It's basically like an X Pro 2, which basically what it is. It's like an X Pro 2 with a fixed lens. It's like, no, 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 you don't understand. I have a three-stop variable ND filter that I'm able to turn on and off, and what that does is it quenches the ambient. I'm going to take a picture of Sally Sue. She's got the sun behind her shoulder, one example. Okay, I'm able to quench that light. I'm able to dial up to 2,000th, 1,000th, 4,000th of a second, add some speed of light illumination. I'm able to take the nastiest noonday light. See, here's where photographers are screwed with every other camera, because there's no other Fuji camera that can do this. There's no Nikon camera that can do this. There's no Canon camera that can do no Sony camera that can. Leaf shutter. I'm able to operate outside of the golden hours of early dawn, late evening, and make the light look how I want. Obviously, that golden glow from the morning light or the evening light is something that you'd have to add to your speed light to get that sort of illumination, but I'm able to operate outside of that, and it gives you very unique pictures. One of the top 10 finalists who actually entered the last contest, if you want an example, his name is Bill Gekas. Do a Google search on him, Billgekas. He's in Australia, really nice guy. I talked to him, and I was praising his pictures because they're so beautiful. And he uses this camera, actually the earlier version of this camera, the X100S. And he's doing a high-speed, true, it's not high-speed sync flash photography, but true. It doesn't matter what speed light you use. You could use the Yongnuo crap, which I hate those damn Chinese speed lights. Nikon speed light, Canon speed, whoever doesn't give a damn what speed light it is that you're using. I'm going to crank it up. The only limitation is with a speed light is that all the way open at f2, if you crank it up to 1/4000th of a second, in an absolute super extreme example, you'll see some vignetting. And by some, I mean actually very little. Very, very little. But as far as dropping in the three-stop ND filter, turning it on, it's going to obviously drop 3 stops of neutral density off of all light, whether it's ambient or speed light. But that is going to take, like if you're shooting somebody on a hill in the bright sunlight and the clouds are behind them, I mean, you're screwed normally. You're just screwed. And with normal high-speed sync flash photography, you're not able to back up that far because your speed light power is pulsing. You know, but with true high-speed sync photography, there is no pulsing going on. And I'm also able to use these studio strobes back here, which will not do high-speed sync photography with any damn camera. Any damn camera. But with this camera, and I've got a picture proof in the link below, it will do at 1/4000th of a second. Now, these are IGBT-controlled Einstein, Pulsey Buff. Any Pulsey Buff studio strobe product, I can crank out the light at whatever shutter speed I want. And that is the tits. That means that these now become, with the dumbest triggers imaginable, at the cheapest price imaginable, either these studio strobes or the cheapest, dumbest, old damn speed lights that are 20 years old. I can do true high-speed sync photography using any old stupid trigger that does nothing other than send. I'm not talking about those ITTL triggers. You know, it's like, I want to do high-speed sync photography. Yeah, well, you got to buy this special trigger, and you got to stand on your head, and you got to shake your genitals a certain way, and then you might get reliable. No, 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 no. None of that crap applies here. This means using the cheapest, simplest, stupid stuff imaginable. Just a trigger that says fire, and any speed light with true high-speed sync photography with the leaf shutter. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you can turn bright noonday light into what looks like, 8 p.m., 8:30, after the sun is set light. And that's incredible. When you have, it is all about control of lighting. It's like, well, I'm screwed, I want a certain sort of lighting. But, it's like, it's 2 p.m., it's 3 p.m., it's 4 p.m., it's 11 a.m., it's 12. That lighting sucks. What if I told you that you could have true control over that really, really harsh noonday light? You could just crush it on the balls, and then you could add some fill light for your subject. Oh yeah, that sounds exactly like what I want. Therefore, I won't be limited to going out early in the morning or late in the evening because all that light in the middle sucks, and good photography doesn't really occur there. It's like, well, with true high-speed sync photography, it is possible. And that is why this camera will make you scream like a schoolgirl, at least professional photographers who know what it means to crush ambient light. Everybody else is like, crush ambient light, you know, why is that important? The people that know the limitations of their camera gear and why the light sucks ass between like 11 a.m. and like 4 or 5 p.m., they're going, eee! And that's why this $1,300 camera is so incredible, because it will do what no other Fuji can do, not even the X-T2 it's about to come out, not your Canon, not your Nikon, not your Fuji, and not your Leica either. So, this camera has been a ton of fun to play with. Like I said, it's basically an X Pro 2 with a fixed lens. It's a smaller, thinner. It's just made like a brick outhouse. I love the piss out of it. I would have sex with it if I could find the proper portal to do stuff. I've been waiting to get one of these for some time, and I finally, like, the clouds parted and the hand of Zeus reached down, and I was able to find a deal. And by deal, I don't really mean deal, because this camera was still pretty damn expensive. It's $1,300 new. But that, folks, is the importance of leaf shutters, and that is the importance of true high-speed sync versus all that other crap, which is high-speed sync. Like I said, I could do high-speed, a real deal high-speed sync photography with my studio strobes, and I don't have to use as much power either. And that is like, oh, yes. That's important. That means that this tool back here has a wider spectrum of use when I'm using this camera with a leaf shutter. It's like, well, it's got a fixed lens though, you just can't see. So what? You know, I've got my feet. I can zoom with my damn feet. I know this has a fixed lens. Anyway, if you're a Leica fanboy, this is the camera you should have, because this is, I loved Leica to death when I had shooting film ages ago, and I owned a couple Leicas. I love the hell out of Leica film cameras. I mean, there's nothing bad to say about Leica film cameras, not much anyway. But Leica digital, no. This is what Leica digital should have been. This is the real Leica digital. It's got Fuji's name on it, it's made in Japan, and it is built like a bomb shelter. And with that leaf shutter, you can crush the ass of ambient lighting. And for professional photographers, that is just like a giant pizza, and a giant pizza, a bottle of vodka sitting in the middle of a hooker lounge or something. It's just like, yeah. That was a bad analogy, but I think you got the damn point. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. My new favorite toy. I probably, maybe, be getting rid of my X Pro 2. Because the X-T2 said, I only need so many damn Fuji cameras, you know? So many damn Fuji cameras. And this is the one that is going nowhere. Thanks for watching. Bye.